if you could pick up the phone and make a phone call to the 20-year-old Dan Peña, what advice would you give that young man?
Just fucking do it. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You want to know why you're all fucked up? Just look at the fucking bums you hang around with. Just look around the goddamn table you're sitting with. I'm not here to insult you, but I will. I'm not here to hurt your feelings, but I will. I'm not here to make you think that you have wasted 20 to 30 or 40 years of your goddamn life, but I will. If I leave here with anybody liking me, I fail. I'm not here to be your friend. You want a friend, go get a fucking dog. I do what you don't want to do, that you know that you got to do to be where you want to be.
What is self-esteem?
Self-esteem is what most of your parents didn't give you. It's a form of self-confidence. It's a form of self-awareness. But the most important thing, in my judgment, that we are put on the earth is to procreate, so Homo sapien continues, right? Well, it's the least informed thing that our parents know anything about. And when I get parents and they say, I didn't know any better. You don't know what you don't know. I did what my parents did to me. Did is the operative word. I did what my parents did to me. Now, what kind of teaching structure is that? Most parents aren't capable of creating high-performance kids, unless you're Andrew Agassi and Steffi Graf. I mean, those kids are going to be high performance in one way or another because they're both world champions. But ask yourself about your parents. I already know the answer. And so self-esteem is the bedrock of high performance. It's the bedrock of everything. And it's the least thing that is taught in schools. How many of you would want your kids to be like you? How many of you would want your kids to be like your grandparents? Nobody. I mean, and so, and
what
yet.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, that means men aren't what they used to be. Men aren't the guys today, are not the guys that settled the Western United States in covered wagons and they went from the East Coast to the West Coast. Men aren't the guys from the 14 and 1500s that sailed the ocean blue to find various parts of the world.
Right, and that's hurting us.
I mean, in a devastating manner.
Because they're not pulling the trigger and not taking action and risks, which is how we survived.
Correct.
Instead, they are having self-esteem issues.
Correct.
Because they're being told that you shouldn't be aggressive, that patriarchy is bad, you have privilege, and you need to tone it down.
Correct.
And what do you say against all the people that say, well, violence isn't the solution, and we should embrace the feminine side, and all of that stuff?
Okay, I'll say if love worked, there would be no personal development. Love doesn't got the job done, okay? Love doesn't work. Religion doesn't work. Nothing works other than if you have self-esteem as a human being. You're a better person, you're a better father, you're a better husband, better wife, whatever the hell, you're a better citizen. You take life more serious if you have self-esteem, if you have self-worth. 86.6% of the people on the planet, of the 7.6 or 7 billion, are unhappy. They've locked out. They're not looking for anything in life. And I say I'd like to find the 13%, because most people are living hand to mouth. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, you are who you hang around with. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. The first self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years of life. Who are you around the first 7 or 8 years of life? Mom, maybe dad, older brother, uncle, a grandmother, right? What the hell do they know about building self-esteem? They don't know anything. And now, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Who do you go hang with? Who do you chill with? Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what if you could accomplish in the world today if you weren't afraid? If you weren't afraid of what people thought of you, said about you, whispered about you, what could you accomplish? A lot more than you've accomplished today. A lot more. My life changed when I was pretty much, I a haphazard kid, got in a lot of trouble, got arrested 4 or 5 times, thrown in jail. And this was with my dad as a cop. But then I volunteered for the draft in 1966 at the height of the Vietnam War. And I went to OCS, and that changed my life because it was the really first real high performance thing that I could measure myself against with other people. 2/3 of all Fortune 500 CEOs have one thing in common: military background.
Really?
2/3 of those 2/3 have something else: martial arts.
Really?
What do you learn in martial arts, Brian? Discipline, focus. So it changed my life. Nobody's failed at more things than I have. And the first 100 million are successes, but I could write a book about failures that'd be like Churchill's volumes, The History of World War II. I mean, because I've tried a lot of different things. Because failure is just testing. Your parents probably told you, you can be anything you want, but you can't. That's horseshit. You can't. So, but what you tell them is that you can do anything you want that you have passion for, because that eliminates most of the crap, because most people don't follow their dream. Now, I still dream. I dream in Technicolor. I say my affirmations and goals every single night. My children aren't getting any of my money when I die. Not one centavo, not one penny. And 2 of my kids are cool with it. One of them's not so cool with it. But the best thing that you can have for a child is him to be born into poverty. We've got an emotional bank account and a financial bank account. Most of us, not me, but most of us worry about the financial bank account. But it's your emotional bank account that you're going to run out when it's cold and windy and you're at night, nobody there to wipe your tears away. It's the guys that are emotionally tough, and that's why I've trained Peter Sage like that, and I've trained a whole bunch of other guys to be more emotionally tough and to look within, okay, and to practice success before you're successful. Before I had any money, I used to go to the Rolls-Royce dealers and sit in the cars and smell the leather, touch the leather, okay? And these days, this is 40 years ago, I went to $1 million houses, and my wife and I would walk through the house, and they'd say, "When are your parents getting here, kids?" No, we are the buyers. Practice within when you're without. Practice being successful through affirmations, through going to the Rolls-Royce dealer, maybe Lamborghini, maybe something else. And within a year of me going to the Rolls-Royce dealer, I had a Rolls, okay? Within 19 months of me dreaming and adding it to my goals, a castle on an island, I own Guthrie Castle. 19 months.
Okay.
Okay? Go to stores you can't afford.
Okay.
Go hire lawyers you can't afford. Lawyers will meet with anybody. Accountants will meet with anybody. Go to the Big Four accountants with a business idea. The first couple meetings are for free. Jettison probably a lot of the people you'll hang around with. If you have poor public speaking skills, join Toastmasters, join improv, do these. If you went to a good school and you're not successful, go to the alumni deals, okay? I didn't go to a good school. I'm a perfect living example that a lot of trouble as a kid, working class background, my parents, went to just a mediocre university that I flunked out of 3 times before I finally graduated with honors, but and had no money to begin with, $820. But I devoted myself to feeling successful. I was wearing suits like this before I could afford them. So it's all possible.